orchids are gonna bloom. All those little tiny ants maybe helping it out. I think on some plants, ants kind of consume the sugar or whatever on the outside of a flower bud, and then they help the flower bud open up. So hopefully that's gonna be a really pretty orchid. My name's Mary, welcome back to Growing Gringa and Campos de Enseñanza. I wanted to do a little bit of an update on my last video, which I had purchased some cows. And I did so feeling very, very confident about what I was doing. And I had confidence in the seller. And I don't know what went wrong. I'm not sure he was purposely trying to deceive me, but he assured me that they were healthy. And half of that was true. Here's one. Hello, baby girl. She's a little bit shyer than the other one, but still very tame and friendly. Why are they walking around my house? How come you're not in the pasture? The reason is this girl over here was not in good health whatsoever. She has a couple issues going on besides being extremely skinny. She seemed to have had a cold, some kind of virus or bacteria. She's got a bacteria on her skin that apparently is something from being too much in the rain. Her skin feels like sandpaper. These guys are waiting to go to the river. Her skin feels like sandpaper, and it's kind of flaking off, drying up and flaking off right now. She also has a puncture wound on her knee. That was pretty nasty, pretty badly infected. It was the morning after they got here that a friend of mine came over and took a look at her and said, wow, look, watch out for her, she's sick. I didn't notice anything with my untrained eyes, but then I was clearly able to see that, yes, she was kind of stumbling around. Obviously, I noticed that she was very skinny. And then throughout the course of that day, she became very lethargic and not eating well at all. And just kept getting worse to the point where I thought she was gonna die. She was laying on the ground, basically drooling. I think they went in the barn. Basically drooling on herself, could barely hold up her head. Anyways, we gave her a couple of different medications, vitamin B12, iron. I gave her lots of molasses. What else? A few other things. And she's slowly getting better, getting stronger, can walk around now. But I cannot let her be in the rain. Hey guys. Hey girls. Go on out. Oh, the funny farm. So I can't let her stay in the rain, so I try and keep them in the carport or in the dog kennel at night. And I want to be able to constantly be cleaning the wound and making sure there's no flies on it. So I've been keeping her here, and then this one here was just kind of lonely in the pasture with all those bigger cows. She was standing at the gate closest to the carport and just watching her for hours, keeping her eye on her. So I decided to let them stay together since they went through this whole journey together. Probably, obviously, become pretty close friends. So yeah, I maybe got taken a little bit. I learned my lesson. Do not buy cows or other animals without going to see them first. And then I could have, you know, followed the transporter here and verified or seen what was going on or how they were being treated. But one step at a time. I think that she's gonna get stronger slowly. It could take months for her to recuperate. So for now, it's still the funny farm. It is Sunday today, very hot. And I went to a party last night, so I'm very tired. It was fun. They had a mariachi band. Those are always fantastic. So it's been really hot. It looks like it's gonna start to rain and thunder again. Right now the volcano is brightly lit up, although behind those clouds, still very beautiful. So I mentioned the word river to my dogs, and now they're all raring to go. Louise still needs some discipline, so she's on a leash. And since it's Sunday, there might be other people down there, and she has a tendency to run up and bark at people and be kind of intimidating. So this is my walk. This is the road that my house is on, and I've just continued up instead of going back towards the village. And this river down here is not the river that goes through my property. It's a different one. But I like to come down here also sometimes because the river on my property has so many mosquitoes in it, just 'cause it's so into the jungle. This one here is a lot more comfortable and a bit bigger and rougher, like stronger. They've actually, this river has broken out, changed direction, ripped up the road about 3 or 4 times. They've repaired it. It ripped down there, causing a lot of damage. This whole road was ripped out. So they did a good job of repairing it. We'll see how long it lasts. I'm actually kind of curious because we had a really big rainstorm 2 or 3 nights ago. Apparently it was some kind of water spout on the Caribbean Ocean, and with it obviously lots of wind, and it came over this way. I would say it's probably about like in a bird's line of flight, at least 60 kilometers. So it traveled over to this way. Actually, some people, their roofs got ripped off their houses. And a friend of mine, actually, a huge tree fell down on his chicken barn. And I went to go help them out the other day. I bought some zinc roofing panels for them, and I took those over so they can repair the chicken coop. Luckily, they didn't lose any chickens. I think they've got like 30 or 40 chickens that they rely on as an income for the eggs. So yeah, they really deserve to be able to protect that. So yeah, we had a crazy water spout, so I'm wondering if it made more damage down here. You can see here, this was when I got here. I guess there's nobody here, so when I got here, this you could not pass. There was huge boulders into the river, and then they fixed it, and then it got washed out again, and then it stayed washed out for at least a year and a half, until this spring, I guess, late spring, and they fixed it. But the way they had done it didn't work, and so they had to fix it again. But now it's looking good. So this actually, the whole thing basically just changed direction and went down there. So they've repaired that. I guess these huge rocks help it out a lot. And they had to dig out a bit more here. There was nothing here, so underneath there is these humongous boulders, and then just smaller and smaller materials on top. So it seems like it's holding up because, like I said, we had like tornado weather a couple of days ago. So that's great news that this is not all washed out again. So I'm sweating. I want to get these shoes off and go in the water. I've been speaking a lot lately with some expat friends about different business ideas and ways to really build a life for yourself here and how to support your life, how to earn money. People have some good ideas, but I always keep getting pulled back to my original idea. It's not really about making money. It's more like making a life. And I had this idea in mind a few months even before I moved here, before we came to Costa Rica at all, because of some stuff that was happening in Canada politically and all the craziness. And I really want to build community. I want to have an intentional community or shared land where we come together and work and share the responsibilities of life. And I mean, I'm not saying this because I'm single. I'm saying this because I think that well, it would be wrong for me, or harsh for me to say that societies, and so much in the United States and Canada, seem to be dividing into two different groups. And I don't really want to encourage that necessarily. I don't know if it's up to us at all. We're just kind of going along with the waves, going with the current. But nevertheless, if we are dividing, maybe there's certain groups of people that feel that we need each other to support each other, and when times do get really hard. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about the reasoning for shared community, intentional communities, that if we have like minds and similar outlooks and similar dreams or ambitions, then why not come together, and why not pool those resources and that creativity and that energy? So yeah, I would like one day, that's kind of the reason why we bought such a fairly large property, is because I know that there's space there for a couple cabins, or I would like to make a camping area so people can come camping, glamping. We can do river tours. I can guide them on some river walks and waterfall hunts. Another friend of mine is starting up a 4x4 quad business. So yeah, I'm not thinking so much about money, but I know that I'm going to need to create money, and I always wanted my farm to provide for me. But obviously I have to accept it's a lot of work for one person, for two hands. I have to accept that my son's not going to move here permanently anytime soon. My mom's never going to move here permanently. And I don't want to continually pay a worker. I want the work to pay me. Sometimes we just need to pull our resources together, and especially right now in Canada and the United States, a lot of people are suffering, working really hard or have great skills or great ideas and not getting ahead. And here I am with such a wonderful gift, a wonderful situation, a beautiful life, and trying to struggle on my own. And other people maybe would love to have what I have, but they can't afford to. So I've been extremely blessed in my life through, I think mostly through manifestation and intuitive creation on my part. And I guess I've been pretty successful at that. But I also have to admit I'm getting a little bit older, and the work is hard and it's slow. There's those day-to-day things like maintenance and things that happen, and people need help, and some days I'm demotivated, and I think it would be great to share the wonderful ideas of the project that I have. Maybe like an agro-forestry, agro-tourism, farm tourism, adventure tourism kind of blended in, and then my property being a home base, but at the same time a safe community where people can come and kind of get away from the craziness of the world. I know it's hard for me to put all into a 6-minute video or a 10-minute video about what I really want. And I've gone through it before, I've got it on paper. But I guess putting it out into words and putting it into practice is something that I have to do now. And I spoke with my friend last night who wants to start up some kinds of women's retreats or healing retreats. And I think in a way my property would be a good base for that. But the systems have to get set up, the framework has to get set up, the model has to get set up. And so I kind of want to try and start working on that, getting the infrastructure set up. But I can't go away from my original idea about shared community, because that's what's been with me for 3-4 years now. So I guess I kind of wanted to talk about it because I wanted to see the general idea. What do people think about that? Hypothetically, do you or people you know would be interested in that kind of thing? Not necessarily like a timeshare, but a work share, a timeshare place where you can go and visit beautiful Costa Rica and stay for free in exchange for some community service of the good kind, not as a punishment. Yeah, so, you know, being able to come and stay on the property and help build a stone oven, help build a cabin, help build a new goat barn in exchange for a wonderful place and great activities for very low cost. So yeah, community living. This is something that people are interested in, and I think it's important that the community be founded on something, that it be based on something, similar values, similar goals. And I think I need to be able to feel comfortable enough to share my goals and values to be able to do that. But I think it's something that I need to start being more focused on and not just running in circles chasing goats. What do you think? Anyways, for now, I'm gonna just hang out here for a bit longer and enjoy the view. Thanks for taking time to be with me today. I hope you are great.